Ben Affleck is very happy with life and in a good mood after spending Thanksgiving for the first time in 2 years without Jennifer Lopez after their split. Ben was seen spending time with his ex-wife Jennifer Garner, and sources told the media that he's doing great. This comes after JLO said she is learning to deal with being single. Ouch. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Alana here with an update on our favorite messy couple, Jennifer. As the holiday season kicks off, Ben was seen celebrating Thanksgiving with his ex-wife and kids, while Jennifer posted a solo photo of how her first Thanksgiving post-split with Ben looked like. There's a lot going on, from a body language expert weighing in on these photos, to JLO admitting her childhood manifested into her adult relationships, and to Jennifer Garner's boyfriend thinking Ben and Jen are spending too much time together. Before we get started, make sure to give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe. Take the like button as your contribution to helping us continue breaking down the saga that is Jennifer, and await our other videos about them to come that have to do with Jennifer, and more especially JLO and her history with Diddy. Ben and Jennifer Garner were seen volunteering at homeless shelter the Midnight Mission's annual Thanksgiving street fair, passing out food to people on the big holiday. They were joined by their 3 children, Violet, Serafina, and Samuel. A source told People about the day, saying, "They truly enjoyed giving back to their community and cherishing quality time together as a family." Ben and Jennifer both posed together with the organization's CEO wearing aprons and hairnets. Ben has been associated with the Midnight Mission for a while, saying in 2020, "I found that I get a lot out of giving a little bit of my time to other people. I don't know if it helps them or not, but I know it's helpful to me." Ben continued saying, "It's easy to sort of throw up your hands and say there's nothing you can do, but the truth is that there are people who want to make their lives better, who are struggling, who need help, and who you can benefit by even doing a little bit, giving them a little bit of money or a little bit of time. It's just a powerful thing to be able to connect with people." It's good to see that Ben has been part of this organization for so long, because it shows that we need to be more passionate about helping each other, whether that's with a small step or a huge leap. Speaking of helping people better their lives, thank you to Fume for sponsoring this video. Sometimes it's the little habits that sneak up on us, like reaching for that thing you know you shouldn't, or whether it's procrastination, unhealthy snacking, or any other habit you feel is holding you back. Change is possible, and it can start with one small step. Now, we all know cutting something cold turkey doesn't often work and can lead us back to our bad habits, so what if I told you there was a better alternative to help steer you straight? Meet Fume, the flavored award-winning air device part of the category that is becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking. With flavored air, Fume is designed to help satisfy your oral fixation without any of the baggage. There is no nicotine, no vapor, and no batteries to charge. Just clean, non-toxic flavored air that's perfect for anyone looking to switch things up. There's a bunch of delicious flavors to choose from, such as crisp mint and orange vanilla. It's pretty customizable, and it comes with a cleaning kit. Plus, the device is designed to fidget with, making it a great tool to calm anxiety. I have been using Fume to combat my bad habits like snacking at night. It's like enjoying a guilt-free treat, because it's that hand-to-mouth habit that's hard to break. My favorite flavor is cinnamon hearts. Another habit I have when I'm anxious is that I pick at the skin around my fingernails, and I realize by using Fume as a little fidget, I haven't really needed to pick at my fingernails as much anymore, especially while editing. I didn't even realize I'm fidgeting with it until I look down. If you're like me, you want to give gifts that actually make a difference, and Fume does exactly that. It's a gift that promotes wellness in an enjoyable way, especially as we approach the new year and we're thinking about our New Year resolutions. This holiday season, give the gift of better habits. Head to tryfume.com/scandalousmedia and use my code scandalousmedia to get a free Fume topper when you order a journey pack. You might also have the chance to win one of Fume's limited edition gold-plated devices this holiday season. Again, try fume.com/scandalousmedia or just scan the QR code on screen to grab yours now. And now, let's talk about Ben Affleck's bad habits. Ben Affleck says he felt blessed to spend Thanksgiving with Jennifer Garner and his kids because he feels like he can just be himself. Insiders are revealing to the media that Ben feels like he can truly be himself around Jennifer Garner. This suggests that, unlike his relationship with JLO, where many people believed they had differing priorities, he now feels more aligned and comfortable. JLO was more for the fame and attention, revolving an entire era around her relationship with Ben, while Ben seemed to be very flimsy with what he wanted. He did make it very clear to JLO in the media that he didn't want his relationship to be out there publicly, but he had to compromise with JLO because he knew he couldn't ask that of her. so he would be involved in her projects like her 2 documentaries and her This Is Me Now era. But he did throw subtle shade here and there about not wanting their relationship to be this big show for the public, and how embarrassed he was when JLo was using the love letters he wrote to her as a prop to helping her gain inspiration for This Is Me Now.
It's like, you've been showing all the musicians all those letters that, and they were like, yeah, we call you Pen Affleck. And I was like, oh my God. In the fact that it's the greatest love story never told, and if you're making a record about it, that seems kind of like telling it.
In the 2 videos we made about Ben and JLo, we spoke about how there were some rumors alluding to their personality clashes when we said that JLo would call the paparazzi for her outings with Ben, and Ben would just look miserable. So it's interesting to see that he feels like he could be himself with Jennifer Garner, but not with JLo, who's had interesting things to say about her split with Ben, which we will get into shortly. The insider said that even though Ben and Jennifer have been split for a while now, he still feels a certain comfort around her, and it will always be like that because of their co-parenting relationship that they have together. Ben and Jennifer Garner were married for 10 years from 2005 to 2015. JLo posted a picture of herself with her turkey on Instagram and captioned it, "I hope everybody had a beautiful and happy Thanksgiving. I'm so incredibly grateful for all of you." I think it's pretty safe to say 2024 has been hard for JLo, and she even admits that herself when she told People magazine earlier in November, "It was a pretty intense year for me, and I'm most looking forward to spending time with my kids and family coming out from the East Coast." She continues saying that the holidays are a special time for her and that she's looking forward to those moments where she can be with her sisters and create new memories. This is Jennifer's first Thanksgiving away from Ben since their marriage, following JLo's filing for divorce in August 2024, the same day as their second wedding ceremony in Georgia in 2022. Jennifer cited the date of their separation as April 26, 2024, and they reportedly do not have a prenup. Even though they are over personally, professionally they are currently promoting their latest film Unstoppable, though separately. Just a few weeks ago, Ben was praising Jennifer for her spectacular performance in the movie. All of the comments JLo has made about her divorce with Ben show that she feels slightly bitter over having to relearn the same lesson, but isn't trying to let that break her either. She believes she needed to prove that she has learned the lesson in order for things to work out for her. In October, JLo opened up for the first time about her breakup for Interview magazine. In the cover story, she discussed picking herself back up after her whole world exploded. It definitely wasn't the summer JLo was hoping for. She had a cancelled tour, the end of a marriage, a social media hate train, and now a connection to the Diddy case, and with people eyeing her and her alleged involvement in everything tied to him. Speaking of Diddy and JLo, we do have a video coming out about their relationship and how it ties back to everything Diddy's getting accused of, so definitely stay tuned for that coming very soon. In this interview, Jennifer opens up about her quest for self-esteem and self-love, which does tie hand in hand to some of her questionable relationship choices. Jennifer says, "My whole life has been proving my enoughness. Dealing with feeling that you're not enough from when you're very young is something that you don't figure out for a long time, because you're not looking at yourself like that. Something is driving you and your decisions and you don't know why. You start going, wait a minute, what the f is going on here?" Jennifer explains that being a middle child who often got ignored is what led to her feeling like she had this quest of proving she was good enough, and certain things that she dealt with ended up manifesting in her adult relationships. She says that her dad worked all day and night and that her mom was very outgoing. Jennifer has opened up about growing up with what she calls a narcissistic mother, saying that growing up she was always looking for someone to make her feel loved and that she didn't get enough of it as a child. That type of childhood allowed Jennifer to get comfortable with toxic things in her adult relationships, basically saying that she'll normalize a person ignoring her or treating her badly, and that it's been a whole journey for her seeing otherwise. She needed to learn to give herself credit and break that cycle and be the change. I actually think I can see the change she's talking about here, because when everyone was clowning her for her documentary, the shady stuff Ben has said about her involvement with the press, him looking miserable around her, and her trying her hardest to keep the marriage together, she was the one who made the initial decision of going to file for divorce in August, knowing how much it was gonna hurt being known as the woman who's now had 4 failed marriages. Jennifer continues by saying, "There's times when I thought I figured it out, and then life goes, let's send you another thing and see if you fall for it. Let's see if you really have learned that lesson, and I hadn't. I understand that now in a much deeper way, which doesn't mean that I won't make mistakes in the future, but again, when your whole house blows up, you're standing there in the rubble going, how do I not ever let that happen again?" While one side of Jennifer seems to be learning the painful lesson of life, the other side seems to be stuck in a nostalgic time warp. As we've already discussed earlier, Ben and Jennifer Garner spent Thanksgiving together doing community service. The internet did what it does best and trolled Ben for not being able to let go of the ladies of his past. It's funny because he does have a thing for reuniting with his old flames, but with Jennifer Garner, I'd say it makes the most sense because they have kids together. Jennifer Garner and Ben were spotted looking very cozy, with Ben all smiles and leaning in to whisper in Jennifer's ear. They were in matching aprons and were embracing each other. It does seem as if Ben enjoys being closer to Jennifer, and she may be his comfort person because even after he separated from JLO, he moved into a rental to be closer to Jennifer and their 3 kids. Usually when Jennifer and Ben reunite, it has something to do with their kids, like a basketball game or Violet's going off to college. So when they reunited for Thanksgiving and were seen embracing each other and Ben had on his huge smiles, it did make people wonder if Ben is looking at the situation with rose-colored glasses. Jennifer Garner has a boyfriend named John Miller, and he is reportedly not happy with them spending time together. Apparently, he is worried about how much time Ben and Jennifer have been spending with each other, especially after him and JLO called it quits. A source told Radar Online, John's argument is that Ben's an adult and should figure it out without impinging on their life, noting that one thing that irks him deeply is that his lady is always running to Ben's side.
Oh, snap.
This just got good. Jennifer, on the other hand, doesn't see it that way. In her mind, it's her duty to stand by her friend and children's father as he goes through a crisis. Apparently, this belief is causing static in her relationship with John. The insider says that Jen feels a sense of responsibility to Ben, but John wants to marry her and he feels that there should be only 2 people in a marriage, not 3. John and Jennifer started dating in 2018 and they've been on again off again since then. Recently, there has been speculation that the 2 may hear wedding bells in their future. The reason why people think this is because Jennifer has been wearing a gold and turquoise ring on her ring finger lately. Some rumors suggested that the proposal has been put on pause because of her constant links with her ex and children's father. Some people agree that Ben can't make up his mind and doesn't know how to stop recycling through his ex-wives, because if you recall just a few weeks ago, Ben and JLO were spotted getting lunch in the midst of her name being tied to Diddy and his case. What do you guys think that was all about? Moral support? Others think that it's better for them to celebrate the holidays together rather than switching around the kids every holiday. It's funny that the source notes that Jennifer feels like she has a responsibility to be there for Ben as he's going through a crisis, because it looks like Ben is having the time of his life not being married to JLO anymore. As much as I applaud Ben for the bare minimum of being a decent human being and being one of the few celebrities that is actually educated on human rights and is vocal about it, I do think he doesn't know how to handle himself and is always in need of some savior. This is a personal opinion that may change with time, but I can't help but notice how much he doesn't realize the collateral damage that is around him. All the reports that have been surrounding Ben after his split with JLO is how happy he is with life, and he hasn't really spoken much about their divorce, while JLO has detailed that it felt like her whole world was ending. Part of me isn't sure if he's trying to rub it in JLO's face that he's much happier without her, or he hasn't reached a level of self-awareness to realize how he comes off. A body language expert named Judy James tells Daily Mail that the intimacy between the former couple says that Ben is finally where he wants to be without any pressure to perform as an A-lister. The body language expert says his smile registers a fun, playful approach, and at one point he whispers in Jennifer's ear in an act of intimacy. Judy says that Ben looks more immersed with Garner in comparison to his disconnected public displays with JLO. I think that's one of the big things people have noticed with this outing. Ben looks so disconnected to JLO in comparison to how super happy he looks when he's with Jennifer. Judy continues saying, Ben looks happy and comfortable, fitting back into the family unit as though the high levels of A-list fame he achieved with JLO were a burden that he struggled to cope with, just as he had the first time he was in a relationship with her. This is in regards to their relationship 20 years ago, where they break off their engagement because of the media pressure, but I detail in my video that it was also because Ben was an up-and-coming actor trying to keep up with JLO and her appetite for the fast lane. This is on par to what we in the media have both said when it came to JLO and Ben. It wasn't that Ben was less famous than Jennifer, but it was this draining game of constantly pleasing the public and giving them too much of yourself. Judy even suggested that JLo's post for Thanksgiving was a bit performative because she knew people would want to see what she's doing, while Ben seemed like he didn't care if this was going to make it on social media or not. Sources told Daily Mail that Thanksgiving is all about being drama-free when it comes to Ben. It's going to be low-key, only good vibes, and Jen is on board to make today as easy as possible. Daily Mail sources claim that Jennifer's boyfriend John is often included and that there is never any issues whatsoever, as they all have nothing but love and appreciation for each other. Even though their sources did agree that John did have an issue with Jennifer running to help Ben in his own marital issues. Reports have surfaced last week saying that the tensions between Jennifer and JLo were brewing, despite Jennifer adopting the role of marriage counselor during Ben's split from JLo. Sources are saying that Jennifer has chosen to distance herself from JLo and doesn't want to have any communication with her unless it is due with the kids. Sources continued saying that Jennifer felt pitted against JLo at times during her own marriage. Jen is too nice and truly wanted to help, so she tried. I'm guessing while JLO wanted Jennifer's help, she probably also pointed the finger towards her and thought she was one of the reasons her relationship to Ben was falling apart. Daily Mail and Radar Online have the same story down about how Jen's boyfriend wants Ben to be okay, but doesn't think it's his girlfriend's responsibility to babysit him, and that Ben was very conscious about possibly being a burden to them, which is why he tried not to discuss his own marital issues with his ex. JLo opened up saying that her separation to Ben was sad and scary. When asked how it feels to be on her own, she said, "It feels lonely, unfamiliar, scary. It feels sad. It feels desperate. But when you sit in those feelings and go, these things are not going to kill me, it's like actually I am capable of joy and happiness all by myself. Being in a relationship doesn't define me. I can't be looking for happiness in other people. I have to have happiness within myself. I used to say I'm a happy person, but was still looking for something for somebody else to fill, and it's just like, no, I'm actually good." Safe to say that's pretty good advice. Well, that's the update on Ben and JLo. What do you guys make out of all of this? How do you feel about Ben and JLo? Do you feel like they both got what they deserve, or do you feel empathy for their relationship turmoil? How do you feel about Ben reconciling with Jennifer Garner for Thanksgiving and her boyfriend Loki having an issue with them getting close? Don't forget to tell us your thoughts and check out Fume linked in the description box below. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. Take the like button as your contribution to helping us continue breaking down the saga that is Bennifer. Thanks, and I'll see you next time!